Let me share my screen. Is it visible?
Yes.
Okay. Hello everyone. Myself Jeet Patel. I am studying in 5th sem of computer engineering. I welcome everyone to the session of introduction of Codechef chapter. Today we are going to discuss about introduction to competitive programming and getting started with Codechef. So let's get started. So we are a team of 4 people. President Jeet Patel, competitive programming lead Prince Makwana, event management lead Harshil Kanedia, outreach and media lead Mahima Desani, and our faculty advisor is Sir Mr. Harish Rathod. So what is programming? This is a basic question. C, C++, Java, Python. No, this is not a programming. This is a programming language. So what is programming? Programming language is giving an instruction to computer to perform a specific task. We can use any programming language to communicate the instruction to computer. We all know that what is programming. It is basic. The competitive computer programming is the process of designing and building an executable computer program to accomplish a specific task. So this is all programming. And the other slides, for other slides, I hand over to Mahima. So Mahima,
Yeah, sure. Thank you for that.
yeah,
My screen is visible?
yeah, yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So now let's see how programming is applied in real life application. Let's take a real life example. Just a second. Okay, so nowadays everyone has Aadhaar card and SIM card, right? Let's take example for 1 billion Aadhaar card as well as SIM card. SIM card is linked to Aadhaar card, right? Now what's our problem statement? Our problem statement is like this, that a telecom company who wants to fetch the postal address details from the Aadhaar card which is associated with a SIM card. How will they do it? Let's see the details. Yes, here the list of SIM cards and Aadhaar cards are given for 1 billion. Initially, let's see for only one SIM card. For each SIM card, it has to search in the Aadhaar card database. So for one SIM card, it has to perform 10 raised to 9 operations. Therefore, for 10 raised to 9 SIM card, it has to perform 10 raised to 9 into 10 raised to 9 operations. It means in total 10 raised to 18 operations it has to perform. Now let's calculate the time for this. A computer can perform 10 raised to 9 operations in a second. I mean 1 billion operations in a second. For 10 raised to 9, it means 1 billion operation, it will take 1 second. So for 10 raised to 18 operations, which we are going to perform, it takes 10 raised to 9 seconds, right? We can calculate with simple maths, and 10 raised to 9 seconds are equal to 31.7 years. Yeah, 31.7 years. Is it a visible solution? Right? So nobody going to wait this much of time. So we need to figure out some another solution. Our another solution is be like that government has a Aadhaar card data and it stores it in ascending order. Then by simple binary algorithm, we will be able to find it in only 30 operations. In only 30 operations. For one SIM card, uh, yeah, for one SIM card we do 30 operations, and so for 10 raised to 9 SIM card, we do 30 into 10 raised to 9 operations. And now let's calculate the time for this. 10 raised to 9 operations done in only 1 second. So 30 into 10 raised to 9 operations will be done in 30 seconds. In just 30 seconds. Previously, it was taking approximate time 32 years, right? And now it takes only 30 seconds for the same task. Yes, it is something that we need in our real life. And this is what programmers do. They solve interesting problems by devising an algorithm and make our computer to do that for us, right? And now we have to learn to solve these kind of problems. And now I give the mic to Prince to hand over from this.
Okay, I'm audible.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So I share my screen first. It visible?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, Mahima. Thanks for giving this example. Now I'm start with what is competitive programming. We so example here is a example of competitive programming. So start. What is competitive programming? First is a one type of sports. It is not a physical sports, but it is a one type of mind sports. Here they can check your ability to solve a problem in a specific time. It means here they mind sports state check your mind ability rather than your physical ability. Solve interesting problems through algorithm, data structure, maths and logic. Next, here is a sorry. Here is a one specifications. Here is a competitive programming. So yes, specifications is a complete a program in a given specific time. Next, I mention here why do competitive programming? Yeah, some benefits of competitive programming we all want to do, but why I do it? So I mention some points of competitive programming. First, help to improve logic and problem solving skills. Next is makes you faster and more focused. Next, hands-on implementation of algorithms learned. We are all in college, so we are all learn about algorithm like binary search, merge sort and others, but we implementation time is very short. So yeah, in competitive programming we are handling more and more problems, so it is hands-on practice for us. Next, habit of writing efficient code. It's your when we doing programming, it's we have to do with functions, class, structures, and so on. So here is efficient coding. So maybe you are able to doing efficient code. Next, Lab assignments will seem you like a piece of cake. Piece of cake, it means very easy for us. We are doing a lab assignment, but sometimes it is very difficult for us. We are go to some students and we have to complete our lab assignments. So after doing the competitive programming, we are doing more problems and it's like a piece of cake. Next, make your placement ready. Yeah, after doing competitive program, we are know about programming languages, next data structure and algorithm. So yes, we are able to sit in a placement. Next, it is a way to public demonstrate your skills. Here, competitive programming is one type of skill. Skill is complete programming in a specific time. We are do it. So it is one type of skill. Demonstrate your skill. Next, good salary. It's your when we got a good placement, we got a good salary. Yes, I mention here one chart. So how to start competitive programming and how to complete it. So start if you don't know nothing about competitive programming. So start with first a programming language. Programming language, it's mean we have to know about one programming language because here I write a program in programming language. So learn. If you don't know any language, so start with a C and C++. Otherwise Java, and at that time popular is a Python, but it is very time consuming. So I prefer C and C++. Next, choose platform to practice questions. After learning programming language, you have to practice it. So choose platform and practice questions. Next, get your hands dirty in a data structure and algorithms. Yes, we have to do it. Otherwise, without data structure and algorithms, programming language doesn't mean. So do hands dirty in a data structure and algorithms. Next, do practice, practice, and practice. More practice makes you able to sit in a competitor in contest. More practice make you able to more fun. Yeah, it's sure. After doing a practice, you are able to sit and compete contest. After a compete contest, you have to win in very much rank. So you are able to get goodies from Codechef and also. Next, I mention here some programming language. Some because of we are start competitive programming, so I have to mention here. Here is I mention three languages. Sorry, first is C++, next is Java, and third is Python. Here three are now time is very popular. So I start with the C++. It is a fastest executing programming language for competitive programming because it is a basic programming language. So it is the fastest. So Java is fast, but execution time is two times of C++. So it is very for us. Next, Python. It is not preferable because it is a execution time is 5 times of C++. You saw 5 times in competitive programming. We have less time and its execution time is 5 times. So why I can continue with it? So it is always C++. Next in C++ is STL support. STL means standard template library. We are using std.lib.h, std include stdio.h. That's are all come in a standard template library. We saw in a folder of C++. Here all file are mentions of STL. Next, less boilerplate code, and so Java is a more boilerplate. So what is a boilerplate? I mention here a boilerplate is just for some functionality we have to write more code. In like Java for just a simple functionality you have to write many lines of coding. As in C++ for this function we have to write a code for very less. So it is a less boilerplate and the Java is a more boilerplate. After showing these points, yeah, sure, okay, most preferable language by world champions, it's C++. After we have to do some practice. So I mention here some coding websites. First is a Codechef. Yeah, it is a number one at that time. Codechef is one type of practice platform and also for learning. Here you have to show beginner level, medium, hard, and other ones. So go through and you check it easily. Next, codeforces.com also. Next is topcoder.com. Next, post.com, and next last is a geek for geeks. It is all are good, but I prefer you Codechef. It is a very good language. Now I hand over to Arshil Kaneya to carry from here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prince. Let me first of all share my screen. I hope it is with
Yeah, it is
Aman. Please
very good.
confirm that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's visible.
Thank you, Prince. Let me first started how to started with a Codechef chapter. Then first of all, you have to create your account in a Codechef. Then you can see brief overview on that platform, and then you can start to solve the problems, and you can also participate in a practice contest. Recently, one practice contest, October contest is started. You can check to it. Okay, then how to create a Codechef account? Then first of all, you go to codechef.com, and then you will see this type of screen, and then at the right top there is one icon called new user. You you click on it, and then you have to enter your personal details, and you have to register yourself in it. Okay, after registration, let us try to solve one problem example. Here our problem name is sum of digit, and here there is one problem code given. Let me highlight it. Here there is one problem code. If we are failed to we are failed to execute our program, then by this problem code we can share our problem with our friends and also Codechef team. Then here is our problem statement. Our problem statement is like that: you are given an integer n and write a program to calculate the sum of all digits of n. Our input format is like that. In a first line, we will get one integer. That integer denote the number of integer that user will enter on it, and after a certain line, user will enter that number of digits. Okay, our output format is like this. We have to calculate the sum of digits of all that integer. Here there is one constraints given. Our number of integer must be lies between 1 to 1000, and our integer should not be more than 10 lakhs and should not be less than 1. Okay, here one example is given. Let us say user enters the 3, and then user will enter 3 different integer. I hope you can see that 3 different integer is 12345, 31203 and 2123. Then our output must be our output should be like this: sum of digits of the integer of 12345 is 15. It is quite obvious that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 equals to 15. So our first line output is 15. Then as sum of all digit of 31203 is 9, and sum of all digit of 2123 is 8. Two more we have to let me erase first. Sorry for the disturbance, guys. Two more special thing about the competitive programming is time limit and source limit. Our execution time must be less than or equals to 1 second, and they provide us 50,000 byte for the memory allocation. We cannot provide more than 50,000 byte for a executable time. By seeing this problem, can anyone answer this? How we can proceed further for it? How we can programming for it so that we get correct output? You can write also in chat box, and you can also directly speak.
Anyone has an idea? Please write down in the chat box. Yeah, Bhavik Chotalia, find the mode while n.
Yes, Bhavik
Yeah.
Chotelia, you are right. Find mode of 10 while n is not equals to 0. And Pranav Nair, you are also right. We can solve this problem by a for loop. Yes, 180, you are also right. Number is modulo 10, then separate each digit. And Saktiraj says we scan number one by one and then find remainder every time and sum it. Yeah, you all are right. Let us do it. I am not writing whole program. Let us consider a one for loop. Then suppose let us declare one integer I, and suppose our first line integer here, let us say 3 is stored in a n. Then our condition must be like this: n should not equals to 0, and then I plus plus. Okay, so let us start this. Let us first of all declare one variable name sum, and initial value of sum is let us say 0. Then our sum is like this: sum equals to sum plus our first integer, let us say n1. Then sum equals to sum plus n1 modulo 10. Okay, then n1 equals to n1 divided by 10. So by this we can get correct output of that of our program. Let us say integer 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Then the sum of digit is 15. Okay, so like this problem, there are many more problems given in the Codechef website. You can also visit to it. So let us move forward. What outcomes we might get from our submissions? Then we might get these 6 type of output. First of all, if your program is not executable, then you will get compilation error. If your program executes, but the time limit is more, your execution time is more than given time limit, then your program will get time limit exceeded. If your program consumes more than memory limit, more than given memory limit, then your outcome will memory limit exceeded. If your program is terminated with a non-zero exit code, then you will get runtime error. And if your program is executable successfully, but your answer is wrong, then you will get wrong answer error. And if your program passes the all above test, then your program is accepted and your program is submitted very well. Okay, so I will give one link for it. You can try to do by yourself, and if you find any difficulty or query, then you can ask me or our Codechef other team member. If you find any difficulty regarding Codechef chapter or Codechef chapter, then you can contact us with Jeet Patel and Mahima Desani. Here, one contact number is given for both. I hope you all are enjoying this session, and thank you very much for joining us. Let me hand over to Jeet Patel.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you, Prince, Harshil, and Mahima for amazing presentation. So, anyone have a doubt regarding this? Please write down in the chat box or doing hands on. Anyone? No doubts?
You can also write in a chat box also. You have any doubt?
Yeah, Jaimik Patel. What type of events can we expect in the future? Okay. So we are we will organize an event about more competitive programming contest or something introductory of competitive programming and something else like that. So our college students will know about more and more about competitive programming and so crack the crack the bigger company interview. So that's all about Codechef chapter. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jamie. Anyone else? If you have no doubts, then we are ending the session. Okay, wait a minute. We are. If you are not filled this form, please fill it. The form is in the chat box. Anyone is left to fill this form, please fill it now. This is simple Google form. So no doubts. So we are going to end this session, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for the lovely response. Thank you guys. We are ending session now.